Have you ever wondered why society really raises its eyebrows when a woman works the night shift? It's subtle, but it's everywhere. The whispers, the judgmental looks, the unspoken assumption she must be up to something. But ask yourself, what is it about a woman choosing to work while the world sleeps that makes people so damn uncomfortable? Is it the idea that she's independent, that she doesn't fit the traditional mold? Or is it that she's out of reach, untamed, unpredictable? This video isn't about gossip. It's not about cliches. It's about something much deeper: power, control, trust, and fear. Because the truth about women who work night shifts will challenge everything you've been taught to believe. And by the time we're done here, you'll either walk away with a new level of respect, or you'll be exposed for the insecurities you carry. Either way, the truth is coming. And it's not what you expect. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you won't just have an opinion, you'll have a revelation. Society judges what it fears. Let's call it what it is: fear disguised as morality. When society judges women for working night shifts, it's not really about safety, it's not about concern, it's about control. For generations, women were expected to stay visible, within reach, within boundaries, within roles defined by someone else. The minute a woman steps outside of that, especially into a space society deems unusual or unfeminine, the backlash begins. Why is she working so late? Who is she really with? What kind of woman stays out all night? These questions aren't innocent, they're loaded. They carry a centuries-old fear. The fear of a woman living without permission. Because a woman who works nights, she's hard to monitor, she's hard to predict, and worst of all for the insecure mind, she's hard to control. It has nothing to do with trustworthiness. It has everything to do with discomfort. Discomfort in seeing a woman take charge of her own life without needing validation from a man, a family, or a society stuck in the past. You see, people don't hate what they understand. They hate what they fear. And nothing scares a small mind more than a woman who chooses independence over obedience. So next time someone tries to question a woman's character based on her shift timing, remember this: judgment is just fear with a mask on, and she's not the one afraid. You are. Night shift doesn't equal nightlife. Let's kill the myth right here. Working night shifts doesn't mean living a double life. Just because a woman is active when the city sleeps doesn't mean she's sneaking around or hiding something. This twisted assumption, that night equals mischief, is rooted in ignorance, not reality. Here's the truth most people ignore. The night shift is filled with grinders, warriors, and caretakers. Women who put on scrubs at 10 p.m. to save lives in an ER. Women who manage customer service chaos across time zones. Women stacking shelves, driving cabs, editing videos, writing reports, making the impossible happen while the rest of the world dreams. But instead of respect, they get side eyes. Instead of support, they get suspicion. Because to some narrow minds, anything done outside the daylight must be dirty. That's how backward we still are. Let me ask you this. Would you doubt a man who works a night shift to pay his bills? So why is it different when a woman does it? Because deep down, some people still think a good woman should be home, quiet and invisible after dark. But here's the truth. Good women work nights too. And not to sneak, lie, or cheat, but to survive, to support, to succeed. The grind doesn't stop because the sun sets, and trust shouldn't either. So if you're judging her for working late, you're not exposing her, you're exposing your own mindset, and it's not just outdated, it's pathetic. Insecurity is the real enemy. Let's cut through the noise. If your trust in a woman vanishes just because she's working nights, the problem isn't her schedule, it's your insecurity. Trust isn't a clock-in, clock-out system. It's not something that flips off at 9 p.m. and resets at sunrise. It's either there, rooted, grounded, earned, or it never existed to begin with. Too many people hide their control issues behind the word concern. They claim, "I'm just worried about her safety," but deep down, they're worried about losing their grip. They don't trust her in that uniform. They don't trust her around colleagues. They don't trust her when she's out of their sight. But here's the truth bomb no one wants to admit. It's not her behavior that's suspicious. It's your fear of being outclassed. You're scared she might find strength you can't match, confidence you can't handle, or freedom you can't cage. So instead of working on your own self-worth, you project your doubt onto her. But hear this, distrust fueled by insecurity isn't love, It's emotional sabotage. You don't build a healthy relationship by keeping someone under surveillance. You build it with respect, open communication, and space to breathe. So ask yourself, do you want a partner or a prisoner? Because if your ego can't handle her ambition, then you don't need a relationship. You need healing. The night isn't the enemy. Your paranoia is. Power looks different on women. Here's something society struggles to accept. Power looks different on women, and that makes people uncomfortable. We've been conditioned to associate female strength with softness, sacrifice, and silence. So when a woman steps into a role that demands toughness, independence, and assertiveness, especially during a night shift, people get rattled. A woman working nights doesn't just clock in for money. She's clocking in for her dreams, her family, her future. She's juggling exhaustion, expectations, and often judgment, yet still shows up. That's not just work ethic, that's resilience in its rawest form. And here's the twist. The very things that make her powerful, her drive, her independence, her ability to navigate the darkness, are the exact things some weak-minded people resent. Why? Because they can't control her, they can't define her. And deep down, they know they could never match her discipline. A powerful woman doesn't need to scream to be heard. She doesn't need to prove herself to the doubters. Her actions speak louder than gossip ever could. And if that makes you insecure, if her confidence threatens your comfort, that's not her burden to carry. That's your growth to face. So the next time you see a woman owning her space in the night shift, don't question her character. Recognize her power. Because she's not asking for permission, she's not looking for approval, she's building something bigger than your opinion. And that's real power. She doesn't need permission to hustle. Let's make one thing very clear. She doesn't owe you an explanation for her hustle. A woman working the night shift isn't asking for your permission. She's not seeking your approval. She's doing what needs to be done for her family, her goals, and her damn survival. While others sleep, she's grinding. While others judge, she's building. And while others whisper, she's walking through fire with her head held high. She's not late, she's disciplined, she's not distant, she's focused. And if that threatens you, it's not her problem to fix. The sad truth? Some people would rather see a woman stay broken, or dependent than see her rise on her own terms. But she doesn't care for comfort zones. She's here for progress. And that means working through the night, fighting fatigue and chasing more than just survival. She's chasing legacy. So no, she doesn't need your permission. She needs you to get out of her way, because she's not behind. She's ahead, while you're still stuck wondering if she should be allowed. Real trust has no time limit. Here's a truth most people won't admit out loud. If your trust expires after sunset, then you never really trusted her at all. Real trust isn't tied to a schedule. It doesn't come with time restrictions, and it sure as hell doesn't disappear just because she's not within arm's reach at midnight. If your love starts to shake the minute she walks out the door for a night shift, that's not love. That's fear dressed up in jealousy. A relationship isn't built on constant supervision. It's built on mutual respect, honest communication, and the freedom to grow without suspicion. And guess what? If you're paranoid every time she answers a call late, if you feel threatened by her ambition or independence, if you constantly doubt her just because she's not around at the right time, you're not protecting the relationship, you're poisoning it. Because real men, secure men, they don't care if she works nights, weekends, or double shifts. They support her, they uplift her. They understand that trust is earned over time, not stolen by the night. So here's the bottom line. If you need to track, monitor, or accuse to feel secure, you don't need a girlfriend. You need to grow up. The strongest relationships are built in freedom, not fear. And the woman working night shifts, she's not a risk. She's a blessing if you're man enough to handle it.